I'm a big Hudson Williams fan. He's like one of my favorite actors right now, and he was just announced as the ambassador for Skin1004, which happens to be a Korean skincare brand that I really like. There is certain pics of his that have gone super viral. If you're aware of that insane video he did for the cut last year, if you're into the whole heated rivalry fandom of it all, I have all 5 of the products that he talks about that he really loves, that he uses part of his AM and PM skincare routine, and I want to rank them from least favorite to favorite. As a disclaimer, I'm going to say that even though I'm ranking from least to absolute favorite, they are all actually really damn good products. Hudson knows what the hell he's talking about, and I have so many skincare stuff that I love in general, and he knows his stuff. A lot of the stuff I was already using already, so we'll get into it anyways. I am going to start off actually with the Ampoule, and I'll put that at number 5. Now, crazy thing with this, as much as I don't really think at first it did much for me, like if you're looking for this product necessarily to change anything outwardly about the skin or to have like an extra glow or anything like that, I don't know if this is necessarily for that. Ampoules and moisturizing toners to me come under the same line of thinking of just a step in between before you add in like a thicker viscous type serum and or moisturizer. So I really found for the most part that it didn't do much for me, yet look how much I have used of it. I only just recently found that this was actually really useful to me because I had a little bit of a skin irritation. I find sometimes just at the corners of my nose, sometimes just at the lower like jawline, I get like little itchy, I don't know if it's dermatitis or just a little bit of sensitivity. And I found that this actually really calmed it down. And because Centella is like the superstar and pretty much majority of the products of the Skin1004, especially the ones that he recommends, Centella is a great agent as far as soothing the skin. So it does have its benefit. I've been using it pretty regularly along with his other recs, but I'll be honest, as far as least favorite, I pretty much would go with this because I didn't really see much of a visual difference, but I do use it. I do layer it with my skincare. So for number 4, funny enough, I'm going to go with actually the cleanser. This is the Poremizing Deep Cleansing Foam. The only reason why I put that number 4 is because I have a cleanser from Uemura that performs pretty similar to this. This is very good. Definitely I use this as far as my second step when I am taking down makeup, for example. So I'll use an oil cleanser to start off with, melt everything together, and then I'll use a more deep cleansing cleanser to kind of help get off debris, and hope by then the next step that I can then just prep my skin, because I tend to wear a lot of heavy makeup, especially when I'm filming. So this is actually pretty good for that. But God help you, if you get some in your eye, it will sting like a mother for one thing. As far as the minimizing of the pores element, I'm not too certain if I see that much, but I know that with this, it's kind of like the built-in system. They kind of all work in unison together, but it's a decent cleanser for the claims that it does, and it does clean relatively well, especially when you're taking down makeup and stuff. This is definitely not a cleanser that I would use on a day-to-day basis. I would use something much gentler, or I would use like a warm water in the morning time. In the evening time, I don't necessarily know if you need this to take down if you're just wearing like moisturizer and sunscreen, but definitely for makeup takedown, I think this is pretty good. For number 3, I'm actually going to go with this little guy right here, which is the Poremizing Stick Mask. I think this is actually a great little invention. Hudson happened to mention that, you know, because it's in this stick form, you actually don't have to get your hands really messy. You can just directly apply from this tube here right onto the face, which I find really handy. And I find that it actually does a really great job in getting gunk off. So when I'm wearing heavy makeup, I will use oil cleanser first, use this, and then sometimes I'll even go in and I'll use this. And this is definitely towards the weekend as well, because, you know, between going out and filming and other things like that, I want to get a lot of gunk out, and I'll probably use this like once a week. But definitely after those 2 steps, this actually works pretty well. And I feel like it does a great job in minimal time. The mask cites that you only need to have it on for like a couple, maybe 3 minutes or so. And I find that it does do a good job of just clearing out any excess remaining debris. So I actually find this really cute, and I absolutely love the packaging of it. And it actually makes a little bit of difference, in my opinion, of your skin in general. So I really appreciated this one. Going into number 2, this was a really hard one because I really love both these products, but I have to give it to the sunscreen. Now, this sunscreen, I have a lot of skincare sunscreens. Like, they're probably my favorite go-to sunscreens. I don't really care between mineral or chemical, but I find, at least with the Centella one from the Madagascar line, this Water Fit one SPF 50, it goes on super nicely. It's super moisturizing. You'll notice that I have 2 boxes. I just recently finished this one, so you would think I would put this at number 1. So yeah, this one's like completely done. And then I went and got the bigger size. I've repurchased this like several times before. This is the bigger size of it. This is the 3.38 fluid ounce of it, and it goes on really nicely, and it just feels really good on the skin, and I feel like it does a great job in protection, and I just have no complaints about it. I really enjoy it. It's probably one of my favorite sunscreens, and trust me, I have almost an addiction to Korean skincare, and definitely sunscreens I absolutely love, but this one is phenomenal. And honestly, it wouldn't be number 2. It would be my number 1 if I didn't like number 1 as much as I did. And obviously, number 1 is going to be the Centella Poremizing Light Gel Cream. This is an amazing find. I absolutely adore this moisturizer. Hudson did his big one in recommending this, or I should more likely say his aunt did his big one with this. I find this really great. This is moisturizing and it's not heavy at all. It goes great under makeup. It is fantastic if you want a little bit of more moisture before you put on your sunscreen, especially if you're using a more drier mineral type sunscreen that isn't necessarily moisturizing. I feel like this goes great underneath it. It feels super refreshing on the skin, and I actually feel like my skin looks better when I put it on. And you just like get a dollop of it and you just like pat into the skin, and you can immediately see your skin kind of just boost with like some brightness, and you just have that kind of bouncy sensation that you know that your skin is super hydrated. I absolutely adore the hell out of this moisturizer. This has probably been like the greatest find that I've gotten yet as far as moisturizers, and moisturizers are also something that I tend to look for a lot and love to experiment with a lot as well. So I'm like super happy that he put me on to this. It is absolutely phenomenal. So those are my recs as far as like in order. This is absolutely my favorite, but in all honesty, I actually feel like you can't go wrong with anything in the line. I actually think all of his picks are pretty solid. Even with the Ampoule that I'm not the craziest about, I actually do think that it's still calming to the skin. And as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. But overall, I think you can't really go wrong with these picks. I think they're really, really solid. To be honest, majority of the skincare recs from his cut video are pretty great. A lot of them I've used previously, and definitely I was already put on to the Centella sunscreen beforehand, but this is just so good. So you let me know your thoughts. Have you tried any of the skincare from Hudson's Rex? Have you been on Skin1004 before Hudson Williams got involved in it? You're not part of like the heated rivalry mass psychosis. It is just really, really great skincare. I can do a video where I go over a lot of his skincare recs in general because I have so many of them, because again, I am a skincare enthusiast. I'm definitely going to do a follow-up video as far as my favorite Korean sunscreen, so be on the lookout for that. And until the next video.